Sofi stock news. Investors are selling. PLTR stock is up big and it can go higher before earnings. Welcome back to Investing Alpha. Today, we've got some exciting updates for you. Sofi stock sell-off. Big investors jump ship. Should you? Yes, some major players are cashing out their Sofi stock positions. But don't panic just yet. We'll examine the implications and uncover potential hidden opportunities in this uncertainty. Next, we'll gaze into the future as Sofi's innovative approach has everyone curious. We'll analyze trends and expert opinions to see what's in store for this fast-growing company. Hold tight because PLTR stock is making waves too. Palantir's involvement with Rubicon has the market buzzing. We'll explore the potential impact on PLTR stock, and it's not to be missed. And let's not forget the excitement around PLTR stock. We'll dissect the surge in Palantir stock price and explore the driving factors behind this momentum. Whether you're a seasoned investor or just curious, join us as we bring you engaging analysis of Sofi and PLTR stock. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and stay tuned. Sofi stock sell-off. Big investors jump ship. Should you? You won't believe what's been happening in the market lately. Big investors have been making moves, and it's got everyone wondering if they should jump ship too. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. Some major financial traders have been reducing or even ditching their positions in Sofi technology stock. But hold on before you start panicking. Take a deep breath. It might not be all doom and gloom. Larry Raymer, a contributor from Investor Place, has been keeping tabs on the situation. He spotted some big names like Virginia Retirement Systems, George Soros' hedge fund, and Jefferies, all selling off their Sofi shares. And they're not alone. Billionaire investor Ken Griffin and Stephen Cohen's hedge fund joined the party too. Now, before you start second-guessing everything, remember that there could be many reasons for this move. Maybe these financial whales were just cashing in their profits. After all, Sofi stock had quite a run, doubling in price from the start of the year till mid-June. But wait, there's a ray of hope. Despite the sell-off, Sofi still deserves a solid B grade. The company has been rocking the revenue growth and is getting closer to the sweet profitability spot. And here's where it gets interesting. A major catalyst is on the horizon. The US Department of Education has some news, my friends. Federal student loan repayments will be due starting in October, and interest will start accruing even earlier in September. But that's not all. The Supreme Court rejected the Biden administration's initiative to forgive millions of federal student loans. And guess what? Sofi Technologies makes some moolah by helping students refinance their loans. So you can imagine financially strapped borrowers lining up at their door for some help. With all this info, Sofi stock might just be gearing up for a potential A grade later this year. So don't hit that panic button just yet. If you're feeling adventurous, a small investment in Sofi could be a smart move. Take it slow and steady, folks. But hey, remember that the market can be wild and traders can be unpredictable. So do your own research, keep an eye on the developments, and make informed decisions. Where will Sofi stock be in 5 years? We're talking about Sofi Technologies, the online bank and personal finance whiz that has been on quite the roller coaster ride in the stock market. Picture this. Sofi had a smashing IPO back when everyone was going crazy for new and exciting stocks. The stock price shot up by a mind-blowing 140% in no time. But then, the bear market showed up and the stock took a nosedive, plummeting around 65% from its peak. But hey, guess what? Sofi is back with a bang in 2023. Investors are seeing potential opportunities in this bargain bin gem. And guess what? The stock is already up a jaw-dropping 96% this year. Sofi wasn't always everyone's favorite. Some saw it as one of those exciting but maybe a bit overvalued growth stocks that could leave you scratching your head. But you know what? The company proved its critics wrong. It spread its wings and diversified like a champ. From student lending, it expanded into other cool services, and customers love the low-fee, user-friendly digital platform. They even bought a bank. Talk about leveling up. Now, let's talk numbers, shall we? Despite the pandemic throwing a wrench into its student loan segment, Sofi kept on pushing, and its other segment picked up the slack. In the first quarter, personal loans went bonkers, leading to a whopping 7% increase in total loans year over year. Student loans and home loans had a bit of a rough time, but hey, you can't win them all. And the financials? Adjusted revenue skyrocketed by a solid 43% year over year, hitting a cool $472 million in the first quarter. Plus, financial services products, including those deposits, had a fabulous run with a staggering 37% increase. The secret behind Sofi's success? Diversification. Having multiple segments that work together is like having an all-weather portfolio. No matter what the market throws at them, they're ready to handle it like a pro. But wait, there's more good news. Sofi's management is bursting with confidence. They raised their full-year adjusted net revenue and adjusted EBITDA guidance. Expect annual revenue to jump around 30% from last year and adjusted EBITDA to fly up 94% higher. And that's not all. In the second quarter, they're expecting to score a 32% to 35% increase in adjusted net revenue and a jaw-dropping $60 million to $70 million in adjusted EBITDA. Sure, there's a tiny hitch with the government's new student loan forgiveness program, but our experts say it's not a deal breaker. Sofi's other segments are taking the spotlight, making the company less reliant on student loans over time. So here's the deal. Sofi is a real contender, and the next 5 years look pretty exciting. With its expanding customer base, increasing product offerings, and solid financials growth, investors might want to keep an eye on this one. And with the current valuation, it seems like a pretty sweet deal for such a high-flying stock. PLTR stock alert. Palantir is betting big on Rubicon, or RBT stock. Here's the deal. Palantir, the data analysis tools guru, recently made a move and acquired around 6 million more shares of Rubicon Technologies, boosting its stake in the company to 6.2%. But what's the reason behind this purchase? Well, it seems like there was a deal that Palantir signed with Rubicon last year that required them to make this move. For those not familiar, Rubicon operates a digital marketplace for waste and recycling services. Interesting, right? And to add to the intrigue, Rubicon is also one of Palantir's own customers. Talk about keeping it all in the family. Now, let's get to the numbers. Since March 31, Palantir has acquired a total of 5.69 million shares of RBT stock, making their grand total 14.63 million shares of the company. That's quite the stake they've got there. But hold on a minute. Last May, there was a bit of a hiccup. In an SEC filing, Palantir revealed that its stake in Rubicon had actually dropped below 10%. Why? Well, it turns out that Rubicon had sold more shares, and that brought Palantir's ownership percentage down a bit. Now, there have been some critics voicing their concerns about Palantir's investment strategies, especially when it comes to SPAC investments. Some folks think that Palantir's habit of investing in companies that later become their customer isn't the best move. They argue that it might be seen as buying revenue and could negatively impact PLTR stock. In fact, there was a report in the Wall Street Journal last December that raised some eyebrows. They pointed out that Palantir had invested over $400 million in startups, including flying taxi companies and electric vehicle startups. But here's the kicker. Those investments were down more than 80% on average. Ouch! So the question remains, how will these kinds of investments play out for Palantir on the long run? Only time will tell, my friends. But for now, keep an eye on PLTR stock and see how this big bet on Rubicon plays out for Palantir's future. It's sure to be an interesting ride. And there you have it. Thank you for joining us on today's episode. If you like this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Have a nice day and see you in the next one.